Hello, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Over here are my bullet points, my review of Star Trek Discovery Episode 4. All previous episodes, you guys know I've been doing these bullet points. I really quite like doing them, actually. Keeps me nice and honed in and on track. But all previous episodes, I've praised the technical aspect. Like I've said, they've clearly spent a lot of money on it. Like they really have. But something cropped up in this episode that I'd never really noticed before. And I wonder if any of you have. The camera movement. Now, I've written there, camera movement not purposeful. It's not just not purposeful. They're doing a shot reverse shot, right? So, like, two people. Imagine me and you, ladies and gents. We're having a conversation. We are. The camera's on me right now, yeah? And then imagine a camera from my side videoing you. That's shot reverse shot. That's kind of that sort of thing. Now, each time there was this discussion going on, it was quite early on, the camera would just slowly wobble. Backwards and forwards. Backwards and forwards. Have they not got a gimbal? Are they not using a tripod for that? What's going on? It was just constant. And that's not purposeful, because it's not a pan, you know? It's someone holding a camera and it not being steady. It's not shaky as such, because they've clearly still got some form of image stabilization going on. And they probably do have a rig, and they probably do have a gimbal. But it was just slowly rocking. Backwards and on both shots. Not just the one. On both. So I don't know whether it's an artistic thing. Or I don't know. I really don't know. It seems intentional. So I say not purposeful, but it's not, but it might be intentional, if that makes any sense. It was terrible. I really thought that was bad. And again, I still praise the technical aspect. I still think the technical aspect is really, really good. Like, it all looks great. Clearly spent a lot of money on it. All looked pretty decent. So anyway, survivable. I thought that was a funny... I don't know. The word just doesn't sound right, does it? So basically, we open with this monologue from the Doctor, who I said in a previous review... I said about how the Doctor and his boyfriend, they don't have any chemistry, right? They don't have chemistry. So and I know they're both gay. I know both the actors are gay. But because they don't have chemistry, it comes across as if they're faking it. Yeah? Just like any relationship would come across like they're faking it. It's just how it is. His acting was better now in this monologue. Maybe when he's not performing and he's just talking... Maybe that comes across better, I don't know. But he seemed less bitchy, less sort of me. Like it was better, you know, that was better. So yeah, good and bad. But they mentioned the word survivable, and I was like, oof, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, we then cut to a scan of Adira, who is the human with the symbiote attached. And I couldn't help but think to myself, the scan that came up on the screen... looked like 3D scans we have now, right? That's kind of what it looked like. Didn't look that far in advance. It looked kind of like what we got now. And I'm sat there thinking to myself, look, we've got pin art holograms, right? We've got pin art, we've got holograms. We've got all these good things in the future. These epic stuff. But boy, that scan. What was that? You mean to tell me you can fly through space? Yeah, you can project your atoms, disintegrate them, and then put them together in another part of the universe, galaxy, whatever. But that scan, that's the best you can do with a scan. Really? You can pilot a ship across some mushroom subspace. You can shroom that ship up. Quite like that. But that scan's the best you can do. Really? I don't know, I thought that was crap. Anyway, and then I said, off to Trill we go, because we need to go to Trill. And they were all like, oh, should we go to Trill? Yeah, we should. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, and it's like, for God's sake, just do it. Shut up. Anyway, mentioning the spore drive, when they go there, so they make the jump to Trill, and then Captain Saru goes down to speak to Mr. Spore Drive Navigator. And that, like, he seems weirdly, like, jealous or selfish. He doesn't want to give up his only purpose by the sounds of it. It's like his entire being is just the fact that he can pilot the starship through the Spore universe. And he gets in a weird condescending battle with the ginger girl. And I thought to myself, she's alright. She's been alright in these episodes. You're being a dick. What are you doing, mate? You know? I was just like, what is going on? Really condescending. She was like, well, I've been looking at dark matter and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, really, dark matter? Really? Like, fuck me, mate. What are you doing? Like, these characters are... In one episode, right? In the second episode, we're expected to feel sorry for this guy because he's injured and he's crawling around some tubes, right? In this episode, Whiplash, he's being a prick. Do you want me to like him? Do you want me to dislike him? What's the deal? I don't understand. Anyway, I then wrote, they need to feel connected, aka they need their egos stroked. Because, yeah, Saru has a discussion. I can't remember whether it was Saru or yeah, I think it was Saru with the Doctor. They have a discussion about, like, you know, how to move things forward. The crew are feeling bad, they're feeling negative. And the words are like, oh, they need to feel connected. Because, you know, they're not doing anything. You know, they're just sort of here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, clearly they just need their ego stroked then. They need purpose. If you need purpose, like, purpose, it's just, I don't know, it just came across real bad. And it is, it's all to do with stroking their egos. They're like, oh, we don't, you know, the Federation's not there. The Federation's not your entire being. Like, Christ. Anyway, so Michael Burnham, of course Michael Burnham and Adira go down to Trill. Weirdly standoffish, the Trill. Bearing in mind their symbiotes, the Trill are dying out. They don't have many. The symbiotes want to connect. They can't. They're dying out. You know, it's like it's this big old thing for the species. And they're presented with something that could save them. And they're like, nah, it's an affront. It's an abomination. It's not that big a problem, is it, mate? You know? Like, if you could just toss someone aside like that, it's clearly not a big issue. And so they make this big song and dance about not wanting to help her out. Yeah. And then they walk off. They're led away by this dude who's basically ambushing them, another Trill, to kill Michael Burnham and Adira. And it's like, you know, Michael Burnham says to this dude, it's not your choice. He goes, I'm making it my choice. And then, like, weird death battle ensues. Not actually death battle, because they're just stunned. But then another Trill comes out of the background, like some, you know, prophesizer guy, and is like, oh, you know, I'm here to help you. And they go, well, where's the caves then? The caves, which means that they can commune with the symbiote insider. And they're like, oh, it's that way, in the direction you were going. Alright then, mate. Whatever. And then whilst that's happening, Saru's having a conversation with the computer. It absolutely has a freak out. And he's like, no worries, mate. Don't worry about it. He doesn't question it. He's like, can you perform a diagnostic check? And the computer's like, I'm absolutely fine. You're just going to believe it, are you? Right. No worries. Fine. Whatever. And then he invites them all to have dinner. He gives the rest of the crew the night off. Invites them all to a dinner. And he's like, oh, you know, at this massive speech, he's talking about all these things. You know, I did this speech before we went through X, Y, and Z. Let's repeat it now. And all they said was I. I'm like, what anticlimactic fucking speech. And then I wrote dinner argument petulant children, because they really are. They continue with this dinner. These are officers. These are officers of the bridge and high-ranking officers in engineering. So they're having this dinner, and they all start arguing about who's important. Like a petulant child. No, I'm the favourite. No, I'm the favourite. Oh, you can't pilot it unless I do this, or you could blah blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? This ain't Starfleet. What are you doing? Anyway, tentacle hentai memory monsters. Adira goes into some pool, connects with her former self. What else can I say? They are basically tentacle hentai memory monsters. That's basically it. And there's this weird little clip of like what happened to her boyfriend that had the symbiote in before. Open a box, and all I could think of was, you know, what's in the box. Like, that's all I could. It was funny to me. It was funny. And then we close out with them. It's funny. So Adira connects with a symbiote. She comes out of the memory pool with all the memory monsters, and all it takes for the Trill leaders to go and bow before her is say your names, and she says all the symbiote names. That's it, and then they all go, "Oh my god, we love you!" Like, what are you doing? Is that it? She could have just faked him. She could have landed and just faked him. Who cares? What's the big deal? Jesus. Anyway, Ginger Girl comes back in, speaks to Mr. Saru. I've gone all blurry. Ginger Girl comes and speaks to Mr. Saru, and she quite literally says, this is what makes me laugh, right? Because I said they acted like petulant children. She comes in and goes, "Oh, it was like a dinner on a Tuesday at my family's." And I'm like, but they're all officers, so that's not a good comparison to draw. But alright, whatever. And then we close with Michael Burnham getting the coordinates of Starfleet. Adira sitting down. I know I'm still busy, blurry. Sitting down, and she's got an invisible boyfriend there. That's it. Invisible boyfriend time. What? That's it. That's the review. Ladies and gents, what do you think? Let me know. Oh, I'm not blurry anymore. Let me know your thoughts down below. I did not like this episode for many, many listed reasons. Thanks so much. Take care.